CNN breaking news. Today, March 4th, 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt has been elected 32nd President of the United States of America. So now, here's a sneak peek of his life. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was born on January 30th, 1882 in Hudson Valley town of Hyde Park, New York. His father, James Roosevelt, and his mother, Sarah Ann Delano, were 6 cousins and were both from the wealthy old New York families of Dutch and French ancestry. Franklin was their only child. Roosevelt attended Gorton School, an Episcopal boarding school in Massachusetts. 90% of the students were from families on the social register. He was heavily influenced by his headmaster, Endicott Peabody, who preached the duty of Christians to help the less fortunate and urged students to enter public service. 40 years later, public said about Peabody, "It was a blessing in my life to have such privilege of this guiding hand." In boarding school, Roosevelt was a B student. He went to Harvard College and lived in the Adams House, part of the Gold Coast area, reserved for the wealthy students. Even though he lived in the wealthiest part of Harvard, he was still a C student. While at Harvard, his 5th cousin Theodore Roosevelt became president, and the president's vigorous leadership style and reforming passion made him Franklin's role model and hero. In 1902, he met his future wife, Eleanor Roosevelt, Theodore's niece, at a White House reception. Eleanor and Franklin were 5th cousins. At the time of their engagement, Roosevelt was age 22, while Eleanor was 19. On March 17, 1905, Roosevelt married Eleanor despite the resistance of his mother. They had 6 children, who were Anna Eleanor in 1906, James in 1907, Franklin Delano Jr. in 1909, Elliot in 1910, a second Franklin Delano Jr. in 1914, and John Aspinwall in 1916. He served as governor of New York from 1928 until today. We will continue after the break. This is CNN breaking news. FDR was just killed by a severe bleeding in his brain. Before he died, he announced, "I have a terrific headache," and he slumped over and never regained consciousness. He died on the day of April 12, 1945, presidency. He helped everyone in the nation, especially the poor and unfortunate, just like Peabody desired.